Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Olivier, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the new Lamy Notebooks that just came out. They just released them in two sizes. We've got the A6, which is, this particular one's a soft cover, and then the A5, which has got this cool brushed aluminum thing going on. You can get the small one in the hardcover and the big one in the soft cover, so it's up to you. These are just the ones that I chose. These are new. They came into the Lamy store near me, which is San Francisco, about a week ago, and I picked them up just a few days ago. So I haven't had them for that long, but I've been using them a lot, and I've been able to form a pretty coherent opinion on them. I'm excited to tell you what's going on, because I think they're pretty cool. They're very feature dense, and I think they're at a pretty reasonable price. So today I'm going to be doing an overview of these notebooks. I'm going to talk about their features. Then I'm going to do a review of the paper that's in them, which is pretty nice. And then I'm going to go over the opinions that I've formed about these notebooks. Alright, so now I'm going to switch the camera around and show you the features of these two beautiful little notebooks. Alright, so let's take a look at these guys. First up, we've got the A6 in the blue. This one's got a matching blue elastic and a matching blue elastic pen loop as well. It's also got the Lamy logo debossed right there on the bottom. Alright, let's take a look inside. First up, you've got these two bookmarks. One is blue to match the notebook, and then one is this crazy neon green yellow. On the first page here, you've got a space for your name and your address and your phone number, as well as the Lamy logo in the bottom. I've been using these for a little bit, so there's obviously some writing in here, but they have 192 pages in the book, and they are sewn signatures, so it does lie flat to a certain degree. Of course, this is pretty new, so it's not broken in yet, but it would if it was more broken in. In the back, we've got a little pocket. I've never really found a use for these pockets, but I guess you could keep little pictures or post-its or whatever. Then the back 8 pages are actually perforated. So if you fold them there, you can just kind of tear them out. I'm not sure why that is. I guess you could tear something out and then... No, they don't even really fit in the pocket. So I don't know what you would do with this, but you can do it. And that pretty much covers it for the soft cover. Let me grab the hard cover. So with the hardcover, I did want to demonstrate, so these have the same pen loop, but they can fit a pretty wide range of sizes. The other pen I had in here was a CP1 by Lamy, which is a very thin pen. This is a Dialogue 3 by Lamy, which is a chunky pen. It does take a little bit more effort to get it in the pen loop though, but it is snug and it's pretty secure. Anyway, so the cover of this one is kind of this faux brushed aluminum. It's not actually aluminum, even though they did a pretty good job of making it look like that. It's got a black elastic band, as well as the black elastic pen loop. And again, it's got the Lamy logo debossed there on the back. Also, you'll notice that the edges of the paper are coated in black, which I think is a nice little detail. And it matches the band as well as the loop. On the inside here, I did tape a little piece of paper over the name and address section because I put my name and address. And then again, 192 pages of this Lamy ruled paper. Lamy ruled is their own paper. It's never before seen. It's got this alternating pattern of kind of thicker dark gray lines and then a dot grid in between. Or I guess like a dotted graph paper. It's interesting. It's, of course, I'll go over it more in my opinions, but I don't think it's for everyone, but I have no problem with it. I think it's pretty cool. And at the back here, again, pocket and perforated pages. I am not going to be tearing these out because maybe I'll need them one day, but you get the point. So that pretty much covers it for the two new Lamy notebooks. Now we're going to pull out some pens and do a review of their writing characteristics. For this review, I used a variety of different pens, first being a Pilot capless in extra fine with Lamy Peridot. Next up is a Parker 51 using Waterman Serenity Blue. It's got a fine nib. After that is the Schaefer Compact with a medium 14 karat gold nib, inked with Sailor Okuyama. Next up is the Lamy 2000. This has got a broad architect grind nib on it with the new Mont Blanc James Dean red. After this is another 2000. This is a knockoff with a double broad 14 karat gold nib on it, ground to a stub. It's got Sailor Rikyu Cha. And then finally we have the Pelikan M400 with a semi-flex 14 karat gold extra fine nib, inked with Roran Klinger Alt Gold Grün. Next up we have some non-fountain pens. This is a old Schaefer Crest pencil with a 0.9mm lead in a B grade. Next is a Lamy Swift. It's actually using a Pilot Juice cartridge though in 0.4. And last but not least, the ballpoint Lamy 2000 with a 0.5 Jetstream refill. Here is a little close-up of the actual paper after the writing. So just so you can see on the other side of the paper, you see no bleed through, a little bit of show through, but definitely nothing that goes all the way through the page. All right, now on to my overall opinion of these notebooks. And before I get into my opinion, I would like to say that I do have a connection to Lamy. I am not being paid by them for my opinion on these, of course, but I did work there for about a year and a half. I was working in the San Francisco store. I don't work there now. I'm taking the summer off for an internship. I will probably go back at some point, but as of right now, I am not employed by Lamy, and I'm not being paid to give you this opinion. But I did want to clear that up. I did get these at my previous employee discount of 70%, so that's going to have some bearing on my value of them, but I can still objectively see like how much these are worth. Anyway, onto my opinion of the actual paper itself. The quality of the paper is super nice. I was very pleasantly surprised by this. It's definitely textured. It's not going to be super glossy like a Rodeo or a Clairefontaine, but you can definitely get some good shading out of your ink. You're not going to see much sheen, but it's definitely ink resistant. There's no feathering or bleed through to be seen. You can show through the paper a little bit, but nothing more than you would see on like any other high-end notebook paper. It's fairly absorbent, so the ink's going to dry fairly quickly, especially if you're using kind of a drier nib feed combination or even like a rollerball or a ballpoint. Obviously those will dry very quick. But for this paper, I would say it's a great everyday use paper. Definitely not going to make your ink look incredible like something like Tomoe River would, but it's super usable. Your ink looks great on it, and it's usable on both sides, which a lot of the higher end notebooks are not going to play well with. In terms of the cover, I really like the soft cover. I think it's just a nice, pretty standard soft cover. The colors are pretty. It also comes in like a burgundy, some green, a couple other ones as well. The hardcover, I do really like the aluminum finish. However, I'm not a huge fan of the sharp corners. I haven't stabbed myself on them yet, but I could foresee it happening. And there's definitely a reason why they don't make sharp cornered notebooks. I really don't know why they went with that. Maybe it was harder to get the aluminum to bend around that rounded edge, but otherwise I think it's nice. I'm curious to see how it's gonna wear, because I only have had these for a week. I'm wondering if I'm gonna get scratches or dents in it, but overall I think it looks pretty nice. I do really like on the hardcover as well that the edges are coated. I think it really makes the whole thing pop. It feels durable overall, I would say. The stitching is, like I said, it's stitch signatures, so it's super solid, not going to fall apart on you. One thing I am not a huge fan of is the one neon bookmark. I do like the blue one, or the cover matching one, but the neon one just feels kind of off. Lamy has been known to do this where they'll have like really classy, very low-key colors like, their Studio and Imperial Blue or something like that, and then they'll come out and release like the most ridiculous color you've ever seen, and it's totally garish. And it's very representative of their brand to have them both in this notebook. But I'm not a huge fan. Like I would especially on this like super nice monochromatic notebook, and then just to have like just this weird neon thing. I would much prefer if this was like a silver gray. But I can get over it. I mean, if it really bothered me, I would just cut it off. But I like the functionality of having two bookmarks. The pen loop is a part that I particularly like, especially because it's built in. It's not like on a Leuchtturm where you can get a little sticker and it sticks on the inside. This is built into the cover, so it's not coming out anytime soon. And it fits a pretty wide variety of pens. Like I said, I mean, the Dialog 3 and the CP1 are drastically different sizes of pen. I mean, the Dialog 3 could eat the CP1. But they both fit comfortably, and not everyone carries their pens in the pen loop outside, especially not like an expensive one like this guy, but I still think it's a super nice feature. I use a Midori's Traveler notebook a lot, and the one thing that bothers me about them is that they don't make an elastic loop that I've seen. There's a leather one, so this is way too loose, and this won't even fit, but works just fine with the elastic. Overall, these are beautiful notebooks. I think they're definitely worth the money. Of course, $25 for the A5 and $20 for the A6. Of course, I think the A5 is a better deal because it's just bigger and it's only $5 more. It's like significantly bigger. But if you do like the pocket size, it's pretty nice. This is very easy to slip into a backpack. This is more like purse sized. So that's pretty much up to personal preference. But this is something I would recommend for just like the everyday notebook user. It's not gonna, like I said, make your ink look crazy or anything, but it's definitely gonna be super functional. It's not gonna fall apart on you. It's gonna look nice with all the rest of the things in your bag, which is always a concern. And yeah, I really like them. I would definitely recommend them to anyone looking for a new notebook. I definitely know that Lamy intended for these to go with some of their all-star models. That's why like they have the burgundy for the black-purple all-star, or the blue for the blue all-star. So that could come into play as well if you want to play matchy-matchy, but you don't have to. Even if you're not a fan of Lamy pens, highly recommend these guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this was informative for you, and have a good one. Thanks so much for watching.